What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, Machine Militia, alongside my mans.
My mans.
Exhibit DMX, hello.
I like it, man. I like it. Massive Joe Neve in the house. MassiveJoes.com, man.
All right, guys.
We're doing something controversial today. We're doing something makes me a little bit nervous, Marc.
It does. He's literally nervous. He said he's nervous, so it's not. He's not faking the funk. And I mean, I still get questions, even though I've addressed this so many times, on if it fits your macros and on food choices. And as you guys know, those of you who've worked with me as a coach, my clients use flexible dieting. And they do use flexible dieting because for some people, there's adherence.
Yeah.
It helps them adhere because they have that treat. Yeah. Now, there's other clients of mine who can't do it because of trigger foods.
Yes.
Now, trigger foods are a psychological fact that people can't eat just one. Like, I remember when I was a kid, and don't make fun of me for this, in elementary school, they made us watch Richard Simmons. Remember that dude?
Yeah,
the short shorts? Yeah, motherfucker. And so he said, you can eat just one cookie, just don't eat the whole box. And I'm like, dude, Richard Simmons has it on point. Unfortunately, obesity and people in the trigger foods, they eat that one cookie and they just can't stop.
Yeah.
And one thing I've noticed training, oh man, in my career I've trained tens of thousands of people between Team Salvation and this and all that. And a lot, if not a majority of my clients have either a binge eating disorder or a predisposition, or they can binge eat. And also, so that's one thing that you need to be cognizant of with it fits your macros. And you also see people posting pictures just every day of them eating Pop-Tarts with marshmallows and peanut butter in them in a sandwich and saying, I'm getting shredded off this. And yes, you are. You can. Because at the end of the day, weight loss does come down to simple thermodynamics. Calories in versus calories out.
Yes, sir.
However, when I met with Phil Heath, and I'm gonna let you guys go, but I just want to give a little dialogue. When I met with Phil Heath, he's like, you know what? It's just a way, it's like Weight Watchers points. It's a way for lazy people who have no business being in this, getting into it. I don't necessarily agree with Phil 100% on it because I feel it does help a lot of people, but I also don't think it's optimal. While I think you can reach great results with Fitch Macros, with flexible dieting, I believe optimal results, and everything I do in life is for optimal results, will come from developing a healthy relationship with healthy whole foods.
Yeah.
And using those to enhance not only your health, but your physique. Because while you might look great, your physique might look great, you might be lacking in micronutrients if you aren't. Now if it's your macros, I understand. There's some of you who do it great. My clients do it great. They're eating their greens, they're eating their veggies, but then at the end of the day, if they have some macros left over, they'll have a pastry. Or they'll have like a little piece of candy. But some people literally go out of their way to save all their fat grams for the end of the day. Instead of eating healthy fats from fish or from fish oil, what they'll do is they'll have all their fat grams from whole fat ice cream. I don't think that's optimal for health, and I also think that your physique will show, and there's no way to tell because there's no control group of if it's macros in yourself. You only have yourself to look at. But everybody I know, including Tommy Jeffers, actually used to be great. He used to eat Hot Pockets. He used to post pictures of it, and they started working with Doug Miller, and he ate bro. And what happened is he came in with the best physique ever. I mean, he came in shredded, dialed in, and he was shredded and conditioned on if fit your macros. So what I'm saying is, while it works, if you're going for your best, that's where I feel you should bro it out. Joe, you're competing. You're actually prepping 2 weeks. You got a show?
2 weeks, man. Yeah.
All right, now, you're known as the king of bros.
In Australia,
I'm kind of known as the guy who likes old point of views, but for me, I eat bro. But I do allow myself treats every once in a while. Now, what's your opinion on it?
On if it fits your macros, I think the first thing I need to say and I need to disclaim is, from a physique point of view, you already said that it comes down to simple calories in, calories out. And based on that, in terms of your physique, if it fits your macros, is going to work.
It is.
So long as you get yourself in a caloric deficit and you're hitting certain amounts of protein, carbs and fats, it is going to work.
It is going to work.
On the outside. In terms of your internal health, if you're switching out unsaturated fats for a huge amount of saturated fats, if you're switching out low GI carbohydrates for a huge amount of sugars, processed carbs and high GI carbohydrates, I think your internal health is going to suffer. I really do believe that. The one thing that really, from my perspective, that if it fits your macros really does not optimize, and it comes back to what you were saying, Mike, it comes back to the fact, yeah, it does work. You can get shredded, you can get in good condition, but if you just imagine if you can get shredded and in good condition doing If It Fits Your Macros, imagine how much more shredded and better condition you can do eating wholesome foods. And I think there's a few guys that have shown that. Doug Miller is probably one of them, and we did an interview with Doug for our website where he said that exact same thing. He's done contest preps on both, on If It Fits Your Macros or clean eating or bro eating or whatever you want to call it, and he was able to maintain much more muscle mass and get in much better condition following the bro diet. And I think the reason why and what it comes down to, and I think you guys will back me up, is the one thing that If It Fits Your Macros, even if you put the whole GI carbohydrate argument aside and you put the whole saturated and unsaturated fat argument aside, what If It Fits Your Macros really conditions people to do is to completely disregard nutrient time. Completely disregard it, because they'll do what you said. They'll save their carbohydrates for a late night snack. They'll save their fats for a late night snack when they should be having carbohydrates at the correct time to optimize performance, to optimize their workouts.
Well, I'm going to go by anecdotal, because at the end of the day, if you hit your macros, your results are going to be similar. I think we'll go for that, but if you're going for optimal. Now, what I notice when I don't eat carbs pre-workout, I got to get at least 100 grams in, no matter how early I train, or else I don't get a pump, I don't have veins, and I can't perform as well. Post-workout, I like to get carbs in. Now, I also don't think I also have noticed studies, Bruce Neller sent me one the other week, where it did show much better performance where you had multiple frequent protein feedings every 3 to 4 hours versus the opposite. And I posted the PDF somewhere on my site. I can't find it because I'm stupid. But nonetheless, I'm not going to sit here and say you need to drink X and X post-workout. I'm not going to sit here and say you need to have X and X pre-workout. But I do believe if there is ever a good time to eat carbohydrate, it's around training.
Of course.
I mean, will it make that big of a difference? We're talking about optimal. I mean, for most people, even those watching this channel who aren't serious about lifting, and I know you're going to, I am, but look, I've seen the people lifting who watch my channel. A lot of you guys, you know what, and you live in country, I just started lifting, I just started this. That's step one. Get your macros in. I don't care if you get it in 1 meal or 12 meals. Just get your macros in. This is for people who are looking to optimize, competitors, people who have, or even non-competitors, who have reached a level like me. I'm not competing right now, but I still want to make gains. So what am I doing? I'm playing with things. I'm putting carbs around training. I'm doing this. I'm putting more carbs here. I'm eating more fat before bed, whatever. Those are just hypotheticals. But those are things you do to better yourself, to keep improving. And what I'm saying is, if you reach a certain level with those kinds of foods, imagine what you do if you paid attention to the little tangibles. I know, oh, well, post-workout nutrition, it won't do much. The studies show this. But you're looking at percentage points, and they all add up at the end of the day. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. Look, I'm still going to maintain, like everybody's like after Phil, I wonder if Marc's going to change his flexible dieting since Phil Heath said that. No. I still think for most people, including my clients, even people going for pro cards, flexible dieting up to a point works. I do still think intermittent fasting is potato. I still think it's stupid. And I'm not going to change my point on that, because that's just, I don't think that's a healthy relationship with food. To starve yourself, then binge. That's essentially what intermittent fasting is to me.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, look, I want people to have a healthy relationship with food. If you can train yourself to enjoy and love good and cook it right, and good whole natural foods, like, dude, tell me that food we ate after training that my wife made, tell me that wasn't good. That was all bro.
It's perfect.
You just gotta learn how to cook foods to like them, so you don't need that processed junk.
And the thing that me and Joel found really hard, we've going around America, especially at the moment, we are sort of at times having to do a bit of Fit Your Macros just to get our proteins in, get our carbs in. But the thing that I find the most, and especially with me, I have to eat 6-7 meals a day just because I always get so hungry. But when I follow Fit Your Macros, I'm starving within half an hour. I need those rice, those low GI carbs, that good source of protein from your chicken breast, from your steak. Otherwise, I'm just not full.
You know, Tommy Jeffers, I hate to bring him up again because I'm not paying him for this, but he once said that it comes down to hunger signaling and whole natural foods, and they do better with hunger signaling. I've never read into that. I don't know if that's true, but that sounds like a lot of what you're saying. If Tommy's right, more power to him. He's all about that now.
Well, but then you look at that and you talk about caloric density as well. I mean, if you're trying to get 50 grams of carbohydrates from sweet potato or yams, and you're trying to get 50 grams of carbohydrates from a Pop-Tart, for example,
there's 40 grams of carbs in that little pastry.
You're talking like one and a little bit pastries compared to a full plate of sweet potato.
Have you know what, Sean and I actually got 80 grams of carbs at a restaurant from Jasmine Rice. The pile of rice was like this, and we were both after the meal like, oh, that's a lot of damn rice.
That's like me and Joel getting 85 grams of carbs from a pack of 250 grams of rice. I don't know how much that is. A pound?
Pounds,
half
ounces.
a pound, I don't know.
Man, we use a metric system.
But we actually have to.
We'll forgive you.
We have to sit there for at least an hour and a half to be trained just to let it settle in our stomach, just because it's that big a meal.
That's it.
So if you have trouble with hunger, obviously eating more veggies and whole foods will help that. And a lot of people dieting, dude, I had no carbs in my room. All I had was a Pop-Tart. All I had. That's all I had in my backpack. I ate it pre-training. I was hungry all throughout my workout.
Especially if you've just eaten a meal, if it fits your macro style, and then you're hungry an hour later or half an hour later, it's only going to make you go want to eat more food.
That's right.
But that could be part of that trigger food thing.
Yeah. Exactly.
And again, when you eat that kind of food, it's going to spike your insulin. That increases your hunger.
Yeah.
It is what it is, guys. So look, we're not saying if Fits Your Macros doesn't work. We said we think it works and it improves your physique.
That's right.
But if looking for optimal gains inside and out, I think there's something said about the way we eat. And we're not saying we're better than Fits Your Macros. We are saying that they say they're better than us all the time. And they need to quit posting pictures of their Pop-Tarts with marshmallows melted inside and peanut butter spread over the top. We get it. You enjoy your food, you're still getting lean. More power to you. But what is that teaching these young kids about what kind of food they should eat? You know, it's like you're looking at this, he's like, you have this kid who's learning healthy eating habits. Dude, even Michelle Obama in the school lunch program, I don't know if you guys know about this, they're taking out like processed food and putting in like apples. Michelle Obama knows more about dieting than you do. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Look, we're not trashing it, Fits Your Macros. We think I use it on my clients. But if I have someone like my brother who came to me and said, I will do whatever it takes to win my pro card, I'm gonna tell him not to eat shit.
You're going for the optimal way, man.
And it might be 1%. But I've seen so many shows where it was decided by 1%. Where I'm willing to say whatever, and me, I'm at the point where I like getting better in life. And I think look, I'm training arms every day. I'm training triceps every day after training, because I want them to grow. No one's gonna judge me. I don't have any shows coming up. It's for me. I wanna get better. So if you're looking to optimize yourself, learn how to cook. Learn how to flavor things. And enjoy food, enjoy the taste of food the way it was supposed to be made and eaten. That's all I'm saying. Absolutely. And you'll feel better. Have you ever tried training? I've trained after eating a burger. I feel like crap. If I train after a nice chicken and rice meal, I feel good.
Good, man.
It's your fuel, man. Are you gonna use that? You have a racing car, you use racing fuel, you use 87 octane. Or for you guys in Colorado, 85 octane. You're gonna use racing fuel. That's all I'm saying.
It's true.
You got anything to add?
That's it, man.
Sorry, we had to do this. I hope we were respectful enough not to get hate mail, because we really don't not like IIFYM. We just don't think it's the best choice for trying to optimize your gains.
It's a good, let's say that it's a good introductory principle to people who are trying to change their physique.
Yep, exactly.
Let's go with that. But as you progress, you know, and you're trying to get those percentage points, you're looking for optimal performance, that's where you really want to start moving more towards good, wholesome foods, because that's going to make the difference. Yeah, because, you know, making a video, knowing it's going to get you hate. It's not a game.
I'm just going to tell you guys, it's not a game.
Oh, that's what's up.